individuals, right?
Well, listen, you're going to try to preach. Listen,
for 14 days,
you're trying to preach to somebody that I don't deal with that mentality.
Situation. When you have a council and when you have a kitchen, a community kitchen, that constitutes as a group.
Well, judges never actually ruled that, but in Sedlaco versus Law 2009, they did rule that nobody could legally sign a permit for the Rainbow family or for any assembly of individuals because it was ruled fraudulent in the New Mexico Appellate Court, Sedlaco v. Law 2009.
I'm being pretty relaxed. I even saw somebody riding in the back of the pickup. I could have gone over there, pulled them over, given the driver and the passenger of the back in the pickup a ticket. I chose not to. Okay? Because I'm not about writing tickets and taking people to jail. Now, if you guys don't listen, I will, and you can quote all the law you want, but you need a permit, you don't have one. That requires planning.
Nobody's gonna like them when they get back in.
So I'm asking you guys, take off, disperse. It's California. You got tons of laws that we can apply. I don't want to do that.
So do you have any recommendations as to where this ragtag group of people can try to get ourselves? Because it's really difficult. We're so disorganized.
That's what I was telling her. On BLM land, I don't remember any law on the BLM, on the Forest Service rules and regulations. That's why you guys can get away with it on Forest Service land. On the BLM rules and regulations, you have let me make sure I get this.
Here, all right, we'll do it out openly like that. Cool. We're live. We're live streaming on Facebook right now. 12 people are watching.
So anyway, that's cool, man. I like that.
Yeah.
There's nowhere on public lands you can go have an event without getting a permit. Does that make sense? And to get a BLM permit, you got to start with the county.
Is it also true that law sort of allows you to make that distinction?
No,
you can decide whether or not the permit is necessary?
No, that's the field manager. That's the administrative people.
That field manager made that call on us this week?
I don't know. You'd have to go talk to them.
Well, I figured you were getting your marching orders from them.
No, marching orders from... No, you're asking me something different. Right?
I guess I'm asking you the determination as to whether individuals need a permit or not to be here is made by a person. The law says that a person has that ability to determine that. And so I'm wondering if the person that has that within their scope...
What law is that?
I don't have it in front of me on my screen, but the CFR that relates to group use of the BLM land.
I suggest you read 43 CFR, the 2900 section. Yeah, go in there and look for it. It's explained. It's got like a Q&A, and all your questions you're giving me, it'll tell you and it'll reference what law, what case, all that good stuff. That way you can understand it, why they got all these permit requirements and stuff. So, all right.
Well, so this still all rests though on this being an organized event, and it's still not true. And that's sort of a paradigm clash that I don't know how we're going to be able to see eye to eye on.
I am telling you what our rules and regulations are. Okay?
And they apply to organized groups.
Exactly.
And we're not one of those.
You can read all that stuff in there. Okay, this is an unauthorized event. I am requesting you guys leave on your own. All right? I don't want to have to declare an unlawful assembly or stuff like that. All right? That 43 CFR 2900, it addresses your permit type of stuff. And it's easy to do. The guys at the office in El Centro, I forgot the lady's name, Alexis, something like that. They can walk you through the permit. It's easy.
We'll walk through and have a troll from here to Barstow. We know your Barstow Ranger out there too, the Native American guy. He's pretty cool in the tourists and stuff. It's a good Barstow office.
Barstow?
Yeah. Met him last year going through looking.
Oh yeah.
The issue with that is it takes 180 days, so it's a moot point. We
that authorized person, that authorized person, they can probably you can talk to them and see, can you help me? I got a group of people here.
Well, I mean, we're still in this binding position where we legally don't have anyone that can sign a permit for the group. They can get sued if they do, because that happened in 2009. That's what the case was, is that someone signed a permit for the group, and then someone else said, that's illegal, you just fraudulently signed me into a contract without consent, I'm suing you. And so we're all at risk for that happening if anyone signs a permit.
He said a very important person. I heard what you said.
Slab City.
That's where everybody disappears to.
Well,
yeah, and
it'd be nice to help us out and get us that way, but I mean, that's my view on things.
Yeah, I don't control the permits, guys.
camp. They came thinking they were free to camp.
We want to work with you guys so we can plan out in New Mexico and Arizona for next year.
We have like a whole bunch of gear in there. We have like 2 carts. We took like 2 days hauling all the gear in, so it's gonna take like that long coming out. That's one issue that we have. So wait, so I do want to say one thing that has happened in the past when folks have gathered on Forest Service land and BLM land is they've had something that is so identical to a permit but without a signature that's an unsigned operational plan. And we even have a draft somewhere around here of an operational plan that takes the desert accommodations into it that we'd be happy to send up to your field office to maybe work out some sort of an arrangement with that.
You'd have to go into the office and present that to them. All right, I deal with the enforcement side of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, hey, there's like.
Is there any way that we could get a resource officer out here to talk with us about the conditions on the land and maybe start that process?
They're not going to come out here. You guys are the ones who need the permit. You need to go out there. And there's only one of them, and he's in San Diego County working today. So your best bet is go to El Centro 4th Street, 1661 South 4th Street.
1661 South 4th Street in El Centro. To whose office?
El Centro Field Office.
El Centro Field Office.
Management.
Okay.
And see if they can help you. I doubt it. It's just too late, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing happened last time and the time before that.
Right, and we're also in this period where it's like, it's really late for us to pull out. Like I'm not trying to be obstinate or anything. Like it's going to take us these many hours, and we have 9 hours of daylight a day to do it in.
I've seen you guys work fast.
I mean, we've been here since Wednesday bringing things in, you know.
I've been involved with you guys before. I know how you guys work. You guys are fast, so clean up, move it somewhere else. You know, I'm asking. I don't want to have to come back and tell you guys. That's just the gist of it. So.
We're still free to go to the El Centro office and talk
Yeah.
to
Oh yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah. You can't handle a lot of stuff can be handled by communication. So you know, you might get out there.
Okay, so wait, how could we facilitate that kind of communication? If we called them in El Centro and they indicated willingness to work on an operations plan or some kind of an arrangement, how would we be able to like make sure that we know that you're not going to come back and arrest
They
us?
will let these guys know.
And how will we know? Will you come back and say, don't worry guys, the handcuffs aren't coming out? Or
If we don't show up, that means you're cool to stay.
Right, but that means we need to know whether or not to be breaking down actively or not during that period, right?
Your best bet is to get somebody start driving over that way. They close at 4:30.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, you need to be gone tonight. You know.
Yeah. It's not going to be physically possible for us to be gone tonight.
Well, the majority of people can get out of here. I mean, you know.
So if this is a door that could be open, that we could potentially be working this through, if we send the car out right now to El Centro, you watch us go, and you know that we're going to get there, will you put a pause on this?
I'm not going to give you false hope. All right, you need to talk to them. What I'm telling you right now is you guys need to get out of here.
Does anyone have a more charged up phone that can be done? I'm at like 10%.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Definitely want to work this one. We need the phone number.
Where's the safe place? Okay, so if you want a whole bunch of people to be out by tonight, like the people that are close to their cars, where's a safe place that we can send them, knowing that they're all hundreds of miles away from home that they can go to? Because we traveled a bunch of distance to get here.
If there's everybody can go camp wherever you want. It's when you're all together.
So how far away do they have to go to not be considered part of us?
There's no case law on that.
Then how will we know? I don't have a good instinct on case law.
If, like, you look at this looks like an organized thing. There's a lot of people there.
Appearance is really difficult, like rule of thumb, right? If I walk over there so far that I can't see any of these people, and that's where some of those camps are, am I far enough away that I'm not part of the group? What, in your opinion, because you're the one that has the power to arrest someone for violating it, you need to give us like clear purview.
If I drive in here and I see your car just on the other side, I'm gonna go over there and talk to you. It's like, hey, come on, get out of here, guy. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys shouldn't be
like a mile away. Can people camp a mile away, 2 miles away down the road? How far is safe?
I'm not gonna give you mileage because you can be on top of a hill and everybody can see you forever and ever. Or you can be in a wash and nobody see you and just be 50 yards down.
It's really difficult to hear go away, but I won't tell you how far. Where can we go? How far away
Don't
is safe?
be congregated. That's what I'm telling you. Don't be in a congregation that looks like a huge group of you guys. That's what draws us in.
Even if we leave though, you know, we'll be leaving in like chunks and groups of people. So when people camp out, like they'll probably like pop up the bus and 13 people will get out and build a kitchen. Like, is that considered something that you would chase away?
You're in a bus. Is anybody gonna mess with you? If
I don't know. Are you? You're the one that has the answer to that question.
Well, yeah, but you gotta look at all these people. It ain't because of one bus.
20 people came in on one bus, you know? Like, this is how we do things.
I know.
We live outside.
Spread out as far as the eye can see. It's just we don't want to drive out there. So there's a safe spot we can park all these cars.
You guys just can't have a big group of you guys together. Just
I mean, we're already in small groups out there. I guarantee you there's no more than 20 people congregated anywhere out there.
How many humans? And there's distance between each camp. We put a couple washes in between each camp.
Yeah. There's a couple washes between each camp. Is that major enough of a difference that it's considered dispersed?
It seem like you're all together having an unauthorized event.
Well, what is it that would make it seem like that we're not to you?
Parking?
Parking? If we dispersed our parking to separate campsites along the way?
And there's other things here. You're in a limited use area. Yeah. So you're supposed to stay on the routes right off of it. So, you know, taking care of the earth, I see a lot of violations.
How many feet from the road?
This area is at 100, 150. You got
said 300 feet.
300?
The mean one I was in here the other night.
That's 300 from the main road, I think.
From that road to that road.
Yeah. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about something else. So anyway.
I guess the question is like if we roll out, many of us will roll out together. I am in fear that a caravan of people rolling out and parking somewhere else would receive a similar kind of move along. How can we avoid that? How can we try to make that not a point of contention?
Don't bunch up.
How many is a bunch?
Is this a bunch?
Like 20 people on a bus, is that a bunch?
No, if you're in a bus, you're fine, but if you got...
What about if two buses though are traveling together, is that a bunch?
You're asking me to read...
I'm asking you to tell us how to avoid getting arrested by you, sir.
I can't talk for another law enforcement officer that might pull you over, but if I see two buses pulled over, I'm not going to mess with you. I will check registration of the driver's license. It better be good. Other than that, you know, come on guys, go camp somewhere else, stay off the road. You know, just don't look like it's a bunch of you that are just there to have an organized event. When somebody looks at the bus, like, there's a lot of them, let's move on. So anyways, if you want specifics, then ask.
Well, it's really hard to, I would like any specifics you can give us. It seems like you haven't been able to tell us how many of us it takes to have an organized event, how far away we have to go to avoid getting hassled, how long it takes to get out of here, or any of these specific things. And so it seems like, at least we have on video record that you haven't been able to tell us how to comply with what you've asked.
But you have it on video that I'm telling you to leave. It's an order.
And what's your name, sir?
Sal.
Sal?
Sal, and the last name is Nieblas. Niebelas.
Appreciate it.
Right? So that you have on there, right? And that's on this one too, right? And a lot of you guys are on there too. So, it works both ways. I don't give you numbers as case law. The laws don't specify, you know. So I can't give you numbers. I can't tell you that you guys need to vacate this area by tonight. All right?
Well, do you want us to clean up or leave the trash? Because we don't feel comfortable. Exactly. But
if it's your trash, take it with you. I don't want to pick up your trash.
Exactly.
It takes time to do that.
It takes time to do that.
The whole thing.
Stuff up. It's like
Because we're so